We're just going to take a little bit of the beach here in Qualicum, and as you notice there's rocks here because the tide's all the way in. But out there there's tons of sand. And see the blue heron sitting there holding post there. And he's looked around at us a few times thinking, what the heck are you guys doing there? So just want you to notice this is from one of our beaches at wintertime compared to your very warm days there. Right now it's about 6 degrees Celsius. So it's not too bad. We're on our way to spring, but we're very late in spring this year. Usually the daffodils and all the other things will be out by now. So a bit of a cool year. But what I want to talk to you about in Australia in your lovely warmth is that we'll be there soon. We're going to be in Melbourne in May, and then we're going to Sydney. I don't know the order, but we're going to be in Melbourne, Sydney, Perth, Brisbane, and Cairns. So sometime you'll see below we can have the list of it all written down. So what I wanted to talk to you about was the 4-day Simpson Protocol training. Now we came last year in the fall for doing SP, which was the 2-day. And the reason we had done the 2-day was because we had never been in Australia. And I figured most people wouldn't understand why they would be so beneficial to have the 4-day. But then, of course, when we were teaching the 2-day, everybody said, well, we want to do the other one too. So here we are back again, very early in 2019 to give you that training. So historically, we should have learned the same thing happened in the UK. We only did the 2-day because nobody had seen me before. And then everybody wanted the 4-day, but it was a little closer to go to the UK for us to do that. But we're quite happy to come back to Australia because we made so many friends there. Can't wait. So what about the 4-day though? The reason that it's so much better than just doing the 2-day, because for the 2-day you've just got your mind shifted a lot from regular hypnosis. It's a big shift a lot of the time. So if we could do that and do it in the 4-day, by the end of the 4-day you really have got it really well. So all the people that have taken the 2-day, I suggest, this happened in the UK too, so I suggest that you decide, because we give you a pretty good deal to do that, is still take the basic also. Because the ones that, there was 2 people of a class that didn't go to the basic and they just went to the next 2 days that they hadn't taken. And then they were very sorry because the bonding had happened between the group and there was all this energy there. And they said they sort of felt like they really missed out. So I'm telling you, it's your decision, but don't be surprised if you don't come to the basic and you feel like you missed out a bit. All right, so I think we've learned our lesson in this. We've done it in the UK, we've done it there. And we realize how much better it is as a 4-day. So we're going to do that at home here. I've always done it in 4-day for the last couple of years. And what I found was that the people just got it so much better. And so for my limiting belief before that was that you needed to take the 2-day, go practice, get to know what you were doing, and then come back for the other. Well, I turned out that it isn't the best way to do it. The best way is to get it as a full meal deal on the plate. You get dessert, you get everything. And when you go to do it, you'll do it even more better than if you had just taken the 2-day. So in that 4-day, we really shift your mind a lot. We give you all ways of using it. Can you do it with just the basic? Yes, of course you can. But if you have that fundamental, you know exactly how to use it for just about anything and everything. People will say, what do I do for this? What do I do for this? This person comes in for this. And all you'd have to do is say, well, I'll do Simpson Protocol with direction to that. You know, in that is pretty much it. And it makes it very simple for you, and it makes it simple for the client. Now, the simplicity of it is very there. After the 4 days, you get the simplicity because you're doing everything from regression work to all kinds of forgiveness work to doing even spiritual work, doing anything from very clinical all the way to the other end. So, but because of the simplicity and the way you're working with the higher mind, it comes together perfectly in the right way for each person. And like I said, I had that limiting belief that you needed to go out and practice, and I found that was wrong. So I think we all have limiting beliefs. And the limiting belief is what I shift when you come to the class, is that we realize how much can be done with hypnosis that hasn't been done in other ways yet, but also how simple you can make it. And that it is something that you no longer, and I think one of the main things is, from one of you guys in Australia has told me this. He said since he's doing Simpson Protocol, he goes home without the baggage, meaning the client stuff. And that he now is totally no stress in it. He doesn't find it difficult. He doesn't get tired, he says. So I think that's pretty awesome. So from him, I thank him a lot for that. And I think that you'll all find in your own way how the simplicity of it will serve you. So for a brand new person coming in, this is supposed to be advanced training. Well, we call it advanced training because we usually were teaching it to other hypnotists. And it's a sort of a thing that I can sort of see how it could get to be a limited belief. Well, I haven't had enough experience yet to do SP. So I want to remove that limiting belief, because here, in my last class, or the class before, I can't remember which, there was someone that was signed up to SP, and I didn't specifically say, are you a hypnotist? They were a therapist, but they were not. They said they'd never been in hypnosis after, and I found that they learned this so easily and so quickly that it was astounding. Now there's some ducks now. You see it? Yeah. Well, I think spring's coming. Thank goodness. Anyway, so it's not really at what I consider advanced training. I think actually it's a training that makes you know how simple it is to do hypnosis. And that limiting belief has now been removed. Maybe yours hasn't about that, but mine sure has. So if you come in and you have some kind of a background in therapy or something, you can learn enough to do great hypnosis and always fill in the holes afterwards. So I just finished a 4-day class here at home in Parksville, and people came from and it was that was a half sentence, wasn't it? I do that a lot. The thought's already out there. You're supposed to pick it up. Anyway, a lot of people came that were already really good hypnotists, like 20 years experience, stuff like that. We had very newbies. The newbies got the energy of the people knowing, and the newbies actually gave the ones that had the 20 years experience juice and passion and excitement and about it. So we call it the 4-day now, and we're not going to call it advanced anymore, because it is now becoming the required, in my head, the required amount of being. So the other thing about it is that so much exciting stuff happens in what we considered the third and fourth day especially, is that every time we do teach, it moves Simpson Protocol forward. So by the time we get to you, it'll be so exciting for you. There'll be experimentation. You'll get all kinds of really exciting things happening. And as Simpson signing off, and here's that little duck. Watch, his head pops up. Cute, and I can't remember the kind of name. Anyway, love the birds, but don't know too much about them. So I'm really glad to say, and we're going to be in Australia, and I'm really looking forward to it. So sayonara for now. I did want to add one thing, is that we are working on a couple more like sub-modalities. No, that's not really the right. They're little modalities to add in to do for certain things. So really what that does is not that it changes anything you do with SP, but it'll open up different marketplaces for you. And just gives you the idea, because you can basically do everything with SP that you can do, but sometimes you just need to open the box opened for you a little to know that. So you can see now the other side of Qualicum Beach, and its tide is still in closer now, and definitely there is sand under there, but just little gravelly rocks at the top here. So, but you can see the mountains on the mainland because we're on the island here. And, Vancouver Island is pretty huge, so it's not really like being in a little island. So I'm really saying goodbye this time, and I'll see you soon.